You're muted, Zealous.
Gosh darn it. What a rough start this week. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Streamer and Troll, where today we're going to be talking about multitasking, improving your community, and conspiracy theories.
Obviously,
Get your
not our
kickers out, bro.
definitely not our
Let's
strong
go.
point. What a great start for coming back from a break.
Guys, we're so good at this.
I know.
We're back to square one.
Pro streamer moves. Yeah, just a proof though that you take a break, you got to relearn it. You got to get back into it.
It's true.
I mean, essentially, it ended up being, because of many life issues for all of us.
Yeah.
It ended up being about a 4-week break that we did, because last week we were playing trucks and all that kind of good stuff. So we probably need to have a reminder of who we are. So we're going to start off with, first we have the Maven of Mischief, the Destroyer of Worlds, the artistic. Oh God, I don't have an A alliteration to go with it, but we're going to start with Des Westmouse. Des, how are you today?
Hi, I'm Des, and I have crippling back pain today.
Oh.
In my upper back. It was to such a degree that I temporarily thought, oh God, I have pneumonia again.
Oh, no.
Oh God, jeez.
That's not good.
It is subsiding a bit. I've done a lot of stretching. I didn't take the shower I said I was gonna take, but
After I told you to take a shower.
Yeah, well, it would
bath
have
or
helped.
something.
And instead, I took drugs. Lots of
Hey, drugs. Hopefully legal over-the-counter ones.
Yes, all legal over-the-counter drugs. I took a little bit of aspirin, some acetaminophen, and a little ibuprofen.
You took acetaminophen? Is that legal? Wait, that's Tylenol, isn't it?
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm having a really good day. Yeah.
Next up, we have the streamer extraordinaire, the pirate with the pithiest quotes, our techno wizard wielding the blunderbuss and cutlass, Sidious 67. How you doing, Sid?
I've retired my blunderbuss for a broadsword.
A broadsword.
Broadsword. Yes. I'm doing great, man. Oh man, I'm sorry about yesterday, but I only had one opportunity to get my seasonal pass for Universal Studios, and yesterday was the day. I had the funds, everything was aligned, the stars were aligned, and so
It was time.
It was time to go get that. So
Yeah,
in preparation for a series of events happening for the rest of the year, and the start of next year, which TrollCon?
Yeah, TrollCon.
TrollCon 2020!
It is 2020!
2020!
It is a thing.
TrollCon is happening in 2022. I have some
Is it
bad news for you guys.
I said 2020. 2022!
We're in the future. Damn it. We're in the
The year
past.
now
We're back.
is
We're going. No.
2021.
Little do you know, we're going back to 2020. That's what.
Look, I want TrollCon 2019. That way I won't be 40. And I think I have more fun not being 40.
Same.
Oh man. But yes, over the next few weeks, we'll be cementing some plans, start getting things together for TrollCon 2022. It's going to be the first weekend in February. I think we got it
first
for
through the 6th or something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
Yep. First weekend in February that we're going to be looking at. Again, we'll have again, if you're on our server, we'll have details as things progress. It's going to be kind of just a good time all around. A couple days over at Universal, a couple days just hanging out. Maybe a karaoke night thrown in there somewhere. With we're still going to try for the live karaoke, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That is the attempt. We don't know though. We are debating going to a different location.
Yeah, right. I went to Rising Star and it was kind of lame. You only get you get one turn, and that's it.
One turn.
One turn and one turn only.
Look,
I think ideal would be if we could find somewhere in Orlando that lets you rent like a private room, and then we just
I don't
karaoke our hearts out.
I mean, we don't know how many people are going to be out here. I mean, can we
alternatively
can we fit like 20 people in a private room? I mean, that's
well, I don't even know if they offer the private room karaoke's in Orlando. I don't even know that. I haven't found one.
Look, we've got some research to do. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Alternatively, if you come to TroCon and you have one of those like portable karaoke machines, you let us know, and we'll just like go to a park.
There you go.
And be a nuisance there.
Get thrown out of the park for.
Zelos froze. Noises. I thought at first he was holding incredibly still, but I see now his video is frozen.
No, I think he's just incredibly still.
I'm not. I don't think anybody's humanly capable of holding that still.
I'm very fascinated with this right now. What is going on here? We're having all these like weird. So, anyways, Zella's just looking off into the distance. His hand is up.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him, ladies and gentlemen. No idea what. Maybe he'll unfreeze in time. Let's.
He'll come back eventually. I'm sure Kat might be watching and can inform Zelos of his technical difficulties if he doesn't realize it yet.
Hopefully.
Hopefully
So
somebody's telling Zelos.
What is our topic? What is? Oh no!
So
his internet
today
went out.
we're talking about a variety of topics while we wait for Zelos's internet to come back. Okay. So to start, we're gonna talk about a variety of topics.
Yes.
Our topics include multitasking and that skill in your mind and as a streamer. Oh, you're back, Zelos.
Welcome back.
So we were just doing like a little. I don't believe you're less skilled now than you were before.
You're literally shaking.
Like I saw you shaking a little bit. Your tongue.
Your eyes are going all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't fool us.
Can't fool me. So our topics today are multitasking. Additionally, we're going to talk a little bit about third-party apps and their use in your stream communities. And then after we come back from intermission, we're going on some rants about some conspiracy theories and such. Because I've been listening a lot to some podcasts that go through that kind of stuff.
Oh, man.
And that's where my mind is. And that's what we're going to talk about.
And I've been diving down into the world of the SCP Foundation. So, I mean, conspiracy or not.
Stay tuned for some stuff about that after intermission.
Oh, yes.
SCP Foundation. So, Zelos, now that you're back from your descent into purgatory.
Having some purgatory.
Yes, Dante, I have been to purgatory. What's next?
Des is just a nickname for Dante.
Please show me your 2 guns and swords, Dante-kun.
So if you're a streamer and you haven't noticed yet, streaming takes an amount of multitasking. This involves monitoring your stream, playing your game, hopefully talking out loud and not staring into space for over 2 hours. Unlike Zelos. So, Zelos, you and I began a conversation a little bit earlier. Can you rehash some of what we talked about as far as are people actually able to multitask and what does it take to be able to multitask well if they can?
I certainly can, Des. So, for everybody, the big question is multitasking a thing? The answer is no, it's not. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.
That's going to be it. Yeah, later.
Stream's over. Bye.
No, so multitasking, as we think of it, like a computer. So talking in terms of like how computers multitask, you can have Chrome up and you can have a game running. You can have a lot of different apps running at the same time.
Right.
They can all be doing things in the background at the same time. Unfortunately, the human brain cannot do that. What ends up happening is the human brain can focus on one, like to really achieve something and get stuff done. You can only really focus on one task at a time. You can be working on multiple tasks at once and say you're multitasking. The problem is, like, say we're writing a plan for a Streamer and Troll episode, and as we're as we're talking about it, something happens. Like, hey, I need to go do some dishes. That time from saying, hey, we're talking about Streamer and Troll, that level, that concentration on that item stops. Your brain, psychologically, or however the totally non-scientific doctorate person talking about brains and how they work says, there's about a 30 to a minute long buffer before you can really shift over and concentrate on the next task at hand. So there's a lot of theories of ways to manage this. There's certain terms you may have heard, like flow state, where you have extreme concentration and efficiency on what you're working on for a long period of time or a short period of time. There's ways that you can manage access to that while you're working. There's a number of skills and tools you can do to maximize, like if you have to multitask, how to maximize those efforts. But to say, if you're in an office environment and you're working on a project and your boss walks by, starts to talk to you about something else, you turn around and get back to work, and then another employee walks by, starts talking about their baby, and people start coming in and talking about different things. Every single one of those shifts is taking a little bit of your energy and mental reserve, or willpower, if you will. Or to put it in hip cool terms, it takes spoons out of your day to switch between those topics.
Spoons.
So spoons is a way I'll probably use, because we use it here in the household quite a bit. Spoons is just a representation of how much energy, like, you feel like you have today, or how much willpower you have to get something done. So if I'm feeling really good, I might be like, hey, I'm having like a 10 spoon day. We got stuff we're going to be working on. We're going to get a lot done. But as you go through the day, you can say, okay, maybe I started with 10 spoons, but before lunch, a lot of stuff went down and I only got 5 spoons left for the rest of the day. I got to figure out how I'm going to take the rest of my afternoon, go home, spend time with family. And as we're streamers, most of us get done with our workday, and we have a very tough question to ask of, do we have enough energy or willpower to stream effectively? Again, we could turn the camera on and zombie out. And the question is, like, is that effective? For me, when that happens, it's going to be a just chatting and YouTube watching stream when I'm incredibly low energy, because it's product that I can rely on, and I can talk all day long, like I am right now, monologuing.
Well, then as a creative streamer, I know that if I don't have enough energy, my options are make art or talk. I can't do both at the same time if I don't have enough energy. And so that's definitely a difficult thing with streaming then, is like, all right, do I want to do a mic-less, camera-less art stream and let people watch me make art while I don't interact with them?
Hey, I still remember the most epic of your streams where you were practicing ASMR, and you just pointed your webcam out the window, and it was snowing in your backyard. Now, did we even have audio on that at all?
I didn't. Well, no, not at first.
Silent.
I found like a windy track. Like I found a soundtrack of just wind blowing, and I started playing that in the background. For those who don't know, I like to experiment with my channel sometimes by just like, what can I stream and
Get away
and get away with it.
Yeah.
And so I was streaming just the view outside my studio window when it was snowy, and it was just, you could see trees, and I think a deer passed by at some point. That was cool.
But yeah, so that's kind of what we're going to we're going to start breaking this down into some finer elements and talk about some tools that you can use, some tricks you can have, some things you can put into
There's
your
3
toolbox.
tools right here.
It's 3 tools right here.
You misspelled trolls.
Yeah, I guess we are tools. I thought we were trolls though. I mean, if we're gonna go with a tool theme, I guess one of us is gonna have to be the hammer, and then everyone else is the nails. So there we go.
Can I be on fire if I'm the hammer and be like a fire hammer?
It's a burning hammer.
Can you imagine how terrifying that would be? Somebody holding a hammer that's on fire and they're ready to hit you with it.
Welcome to Streamer and Tools, where everyone's a hammer and all our problems are nails.
Honestly, it's
our spin-off channel.
I think someone just coming at me with a hammer is terrifying, whether it be on fire or not.
But it's on fire, so it's extra terrifying.
I would just wonder, how's their hand not burning? Like how are they holding on to
it's just the head of the hammer on fire, not the hand.
Okay. Oh, thank God. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go break this down a little bit more, talk about some of our personal experiences. What our average how do I want to put this? What our average stream endurance is, and then ways that we can work to get past this. So between the 3 of us, I know Sid, you've had some marathons, man.
Sure.
I would say Sid has the highest stream endurance out of us, for sure.
Yeah, but he's also been building that up for years, because again, everything we're about to talk about is a muscle that you can train in your head. You can train yourself to be able to continue more focused. Yeah. The more you stream, the better you're going to be at taking the task of playing the game you're playing and staying and communicating with chat effectively. Because again, those are 2 different tasks.
Absolutely.
And you can absolutely develop and make that time period between the 2 a lot shorter. Tailoring your community to not be toxic, that is a fantastic idea, Cleo. Make you not want to stream. That is I'm not shy. If somebody comes in and I'm just like, oh, I just am not liking this vibe, I personally am not afraid to deploy the band hammer.
So honestly, a thing to switch that around is like, okay, toxic people make you not want to stream. Well, then if I'm streaming and I have toxic people, then I get to play with the band hammer. And that's
Who's
fun.
Next?
Who's next? Who wants some? You want some? Come.
You
get
want
some.
the band hammer.
Yeah, so I mean, that's
into
just
the arena,
just,
toxic trolls. We shall ban you.
That's just a mental way of turning it around. It's like, well, I'm gonna have toxic people tonight. I get to ban them. Oh yeah.
Let's take a break from Fortnite and introduce everybody to Whack-A-Mole. Let's go.
Whack-A-Mole.
But you are right. That is something too that that your community definitely can contribute to the energy on stream. They can definitely help you stream longer the more interactive things are. You get somebody in who again is not the greatest person and changes the whole essence of feel of what's going on, or it's just being, like you said, toxic or just purely negative. It's 100%. It's 100% true that you really gotta. For me, like I said, for me personally, it's often a pretty easy answer. If somebody comes in and trolls, I'll try to do something to see if I can get them to turn around, kind of join in the fun, rather than just be a jerk. And if it's just going to continue to be a jerk, or we can't play around with them, it's not worth the time, energy, and effort to stress about it. Just and be on your way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm kind of the same way. If someone comes in and starts trolling, I test the waters a little bit to see if they're legit asking a question or statement or something, or they're just because after a while you can definitely tell if someone's trolling or not. If they're just doing it to be disruptive or not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and then, you know, you just kind of test those waters a little bit. And then, you know, if we can get along, we can get along. And then if not, then, yeah, banhammer, you got to go.
Yeah.
Again, going back to the discussion we had before, I follow a strict 3 rules you're out, you know, process.
Yeah.
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 Or 3, was it 3 strikes you're out? Sorry. 3
Mhm.
rules you're out. Yes.
3
3
sports
rules?
balls and you're
Get
out.
out of here.
3 sports balls and you're out. Let's go.
But yes, you're absolutely right. You know, someone who is continuously toxic and knows how to circumvent those, you know, banhammers and loopholes and stuff like that
Mhm.
can definitely get tiring. Just
Mhm.
for example, I'm not going to say names, but I just went through an unban request on this channel and denied it because of previous things. So fun
Mhm.
stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
Multitasking.
Multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking. So let's just start off with the first and obvious one, which is like we mentioned before. You know, you're on Twitch. You're out. You know, if you're here, if you're a gaming content creator like most of us are, or art content, it takes some energy. Takes for me sometimes a lot of energy
Mhm.
to take what you're doing and then pay attention to the chat in a very obvious way and continue back to the game you're doing and to do it effectively.
Mhm.
I've noticed like the longer I've streamed, the faster that transition is getting, like the less time I'm getting before I, you know, get to do it, can get back to what I'm doing effectively and hopefully in an entertaining way.
Mhm.
But there are some ways that you can soften that blow, or certain kind of games and plans on your stream that you can do to make that transition a little bit easier. So some of the examples, let me see. Cleo said, getting back to Cleo, I'd even say attention seeking depressive types, like if your chat is hyped and someone comes in, derails. Yeah, that's a mood. That's happened more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't know if
can
it's.
I can extend on that a little bit. I have several viewers of mine whom I love and adore, but it's pretty much guaranteed when they first come in, the first thing out of their mouth is either what's wrong with them today,
Mhm.
their ailments, and I mean I understand and I get it. They want to talk about it, but and I don't. And I don't ban these people
You're
because
talking about me on stream?
I wasn't gonna say names. No, no.
Every time Jess goes into Sid's stream, my hands.
But and well, and then I also have a lot of people that come in and immediately start talking about a totally different subject. That's not even the subject that, like, I'll be having a conversation with chat, right? And then they come
Mhm.
in and they start talking about something totally unrelated. And it throws me off a lot, you know,
Right.
when I'm reading it too. And like I'm trying to play them a game, read chat, hold a conversation, and then this comes in on my chat, and I'm like, wait, this is not the thought of process that I was going with, you know. So, but yeah, there are those people that do that. They mean well. They don't realize that they're doing it. I mean, it's not these are not some people. These are not the people that I ban. These are I try just to handle it, you know, and just kind of get it. Okay. Yeah. You know, trying to keep things moving as much as possible and just get them. They want to get that off their chest. I try to get them off that subject off their chest as fast as possible, and then, you know,
Mhm.
back to the stream. You know what I mean? So there's
Right.
just different ways of handling things. I don't know if it's the best way I'm handling. Obviously, I
Well, I
don't know if it's
think
the best way I'm handling it, but it's definitely a way of handling it. So
so. I think everybody. So each of us, based off our own. So again, just to touch on this topic just a little bit more, and then I think we can roll it into the general talk of multitasking. All of us are going to have a different way of handling that. Every streamer is going to have a different way of handling it.
Mhm.
Some folks are incredibly empathetic, and
Mhm.
if somebody comes in, they're having a bad day, then they're instantly going to be like, "Oh my God, what's going on? Tell me what's happening." You know,
yeah,
even whether it's somebody new, somebody not. Some folks, I have seen streamers just, "Oh hey, what's going on?" go back to what they're doing and just kind of gloss over the personalization. Um, I as a person, again, I try to acknowledge when people get into chat. If chat's flying, it's hard to do.
It is.
But I also at least try to acknowledge what's going on, maybe get a tidbit of information. And if it's something that's like, obviously it's going to be a discussion, I haven't been doing it much, but I'm thinking now after we've brought it up, I'm definitely thinking of just saying, hey, you're in my Discord. Hit me in Discord. Let me know what's going on. When I get done with stream, I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it.
And
That's
Cleo,
a way to acknowledge.
And Cleo, I'm guessing you said, "Oh, that was me yesterday." Zealous, sorry. I'm guessing what you did was you came in, "Hey," you said something about, "I'm really tired," and that was it. That was probably all you said. I'm talking about people who give paragraphs, and then they just keep talking about it. I'm just like constantly talking about it, and there's big paragraphs that just I'm not, That's what I'm talking about. Is when they won't get off that subject.
Well, no, but see, here's the thing: is again, Cleo, you brought up something anyway that's at the top of my mind, and I'm interested in talking about. So I really don't care. Again, I tell people a lot of times my brain is a sieve, and a number of topics are falling through at any given moment. So most time, if somebody talks about like just a random topic, that doesn't bother me at all, because I try to make the push. Like, I know the games I like aren't always exciting. I know that, I know that my skill set isn't being a great gamer. My skill set is being a talker and being interactive with folks. So if people come up with random topics, I love talking about it. I love ranting. I love, just exploring ideas. So it's perfectly fine. Like, if it's ever a problem, I'll usually say so. Like, if the few times I've had people come in and they start trying to bring us down a rabbit hole, I've just been honest and been like, hey, I appreciate you want to talk about that. We're trying to do this, or we were talking about this. Maybe we'll get back to it. Maybe we won't. But right now, it's not the time. I think that as a streamer, again, you have to set your own boundaries. You have to set your own boundaries. And it's just really good about, doing that. But again, yesterday was perfectly fine, because talking about a topic that is interesting and talk aboutable, you can keep it positive, you can dive deep into it. For me personally, that's the crap I love. I can talk about the game I'm playing all day long, and what I like about it, what I don't like about it. It's a skill you need to develop as a streamer. If nobody's chatting, talk about what you like about what you're doing, or share some points of your personal life. But definitely, if somebody comes in with a topic, I want to dive into it. I want to see what's going on. If chat was like really deep into another topic and we're going on, it's okay to say, hey, we'll revisit that later. I mean, again, as it's your show. You allow what you allow. And I think that's perfectly okay. Even if it is changing and shifting ideas, and again, taking a little bit of energy from here to do this, that's all that streaming is. So bringing it back around to the ways that you can switch between different topics. You can switch between talking to chat, playing the game. I'll share some of the ways that I personally have used some games or game types to really help me be able to facilitate paying a lot of attention to chat versus having to pay attention specifically to the game. So for me, my attention span, my skill level, first person shooters are out the door. Like
What?
playing Killing Floor with y'all. Playing Killing Floor, I have to concentrate on playing Killing Floor. I can't keep
because I'm really good. I know you have to keep up.
The normal dialogue I have with chat.
Well, it's mostly his attention span is like dodging the Molotovs coming at him.
No, dude, I love the Molotovs in that game. Look, if I'm on fire, I can burn the zombies with my body, and since I can't shoot for shit,
I'm really just
that's
helping
what I'm
you
doing.
guys.
That's where all of his concentration goes. Is like, oh, here comes another Molotov right to my head.
But really, any shooter game, me personally, I I can't imagine Fortnite in this. Like when it was first really hitting some hype. I had some friends that were playing Fortnite. I get on there to play with my friends, and I tried streaming it, but it's just I can't even build and shoot people at the same time. I have to like build or shoot. I can't do them both, which means I'm terrible at Fortnite. And but to throw chat in the mix either, I was just like, why am I even doing this? It's like I can't talk to chat. I don't. It's just too much going on between those three.
Mm-hmm.
So, how has Zealous handled it? One, Zealous really likes RPGs. Really likes RPGs. Y'all don't understand how much I love RPGs. I haven't said it enough yet, so I'll say it one more time. Zealous likes RPGs.
I think Zealous likes RPGs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I like them for
this feeling.
stream. I like it for stream because most RPGs have some form of, even if you're in combat, that there's a delay, a pause. You have a lot of control of the timing of the game. So if we get into an in-depth topic, I can pause it, take care of what we're talking about, what we're doing, things that are going on, and then I can come back and know exactly where I left off.
Mm-hmm.
You can, and it's part of the function of those games. It's just part of how they're designed. Most of them have something like that. They're moving towards a lot more active time RPGs, and on those, like I've tried to play near Automata or near Automata, and I can't play that and stream at the same time. The battles are too active. Everything just has a flow to it, and I don't pay attention to chat like I normally would.
Mm-hmm.
And again, chat is much more of my show. Like when chat's active, that's much more of what I want to focus on and entertain and discuss than the games I'm playing.
Right.
Tactic 2 is Euro and American Truck Simulator. You might say, Zelos, but you're driving. How can you not pay attention while you're driving?
Oh, that's easy.
And
though.
honestly, the when you're playing those games, especially with a wheel, that's one caveat. I got a wheel. I don't have a controller. But if you're playing it with a wheel and pedals, it's just like driving your car. You know, your brain knows the function and the muscle memory of driving the car.
And you can hold a conversation with while driving a car.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the reasons why I love streaming those games is I can keep my concentration on chat, still drive, and then I get the bonus of people trying to mess with me by making me dance or run away from the keyboard. And then I get to laugh when I come back and I'm like, I didn't wreck the truck. Ah. Yeah. And then, again, turn-based games. There's tons of games out there that you can play that will give you a brief respite between what's going on. I would even argue Sea of Thieves is a great game for it because for the most part, when you're on an island, you're collecting stuff, you're fighting skeletons, you're fighting other people, chat's going to be very forgivable and know that those are moments that you have to be concentrating. When you're sailing around with your buddies, people are, you all stop the ship dead in the ocean. Everybody's playing instruments and acting like idiots, having a good time. That's entertaining in and of itself. The Sims, yes, The Sims is another great game to stream. Be able to talk to people and you don't, have a chance of missing too much out there. So there's a lot of options for again, games where you can have a lot where there's built-in downtime, or you can make downtime last as long as you want. Dead by Daylight, another great example. While you're playing your role in Dead by Daylight, chat is going to be interested in what you're doing. But what a great opportunity when you get out of the match, or in my case, you die in the first 5 minutes, that you can sit down and say, well, chat, how do you think I could have done that better? And you can engage with chat as long as you want while you wait for the tears of pain to stop coming down from your eyes. But I'll open up, I'll kind of close my rant here and ask, Death Sid, is there any items that you have done specifically kind of for any of those reasons I mentioned? Have you been conscious of it? Is it something that's just always kind of been in the back of your head and you've just done? Or is it just, I do what I want?
So So it's really probably very interesting, but I find it easier to hold conversation when I'm doing IRL art, so traditional art with my, I've got my paints and my brushes and my canvas or whatever I'm working on that day. And I find it a little bit easier to engage with the audience while I'm working with these materials versus when I'm doing digital art. Digital art tends to be a bit of a focus suck for me. I don't know why, but I think it's because there's less shifting happening. So there's less freedom to divert my attention, if that makes sense. So we were
I don't think
talking about. Hmm?
I don't think. Sorry, not to derail you. I don't quite understand the difference. I mean, in my mind, the have you just done more traditional art compared to digital art, or
Probably that's part of it, but so
okay?
what I'm trying this phenomenon I'm trying to explain is it's I'm already actively attention shifting when I'm
Mhm.
doing traditional art because I have to, all right, what am I using the right paintbrush? What color am I about to shift to? This and this and this and this. With digital art, you can do that in about a fraction of the time as far as switch a color, switch a tool, because I'm using keybinds. And
Yeah.
so the gap isn't there, if that makes sense. Yeah, rinsing the brush is a great opportunity to check over at chat.
So you're functionally
So
so again taking the paint. So let me see if I can if I'm getting this if I'm understanding kind of where you're going here. Whether you're doing when you're doing real art, you
mhm.
paint, you're going with a single color, and then it's time to shift either to a different brush or a different paint.
Yeah.
You have more time to go pick out the new color, pick out the brush, think of the technique you're going to use,
I
and
mean,
then you
it's
turn
still happening
around.
very quickly, but in my mind, it just allows enough like fresh air to like,
Yeah,
oh, chat said something, or
yeah.
well,
Whereas when you're doing
digital
digital
art,
art,
I can just like zone in so hard, I'll forget I'm streaming for like 20 minutes.
yeah. So you're not getting that clean break between the
Yeah, there's
tasks.
no clean break in
You're
between anything.
you're
It's just.
drawing. You hit Alt F4 for your next brush, and then you just keep going.
I hope you don't hit all F4.
But yeah, so essentially, right? And so I can similarly, yeah, yeah. And sometimes this happens with video games too, because it's so like it's right there. My arm, I don't know. There's just I need that kinesthetic connection to separating my thought process personally. And
Mhm.
so that's why I often prefer to stream traditional art over my digital art or over video games for myself. Because I find it easier to be entertaining with traditional art.
Sorry, just reminded me of something. I'm writing it down so I
Mhm.
can incorporate it into the session.
Okay.
Sid, how about yourself, man?
So I've been doing this for a long time. So my ability to quote unquote what we call multitasking has always come a little bit easy for me. I do a lot of high paced gaming off stream as well,
Yeah.
and most of those times it's because like on my phone I'll do those little cooking games where you have to do multiple, like it's you touch it and the person grabs the dish, you got to do the multiple
Mm-hmm.
dishes, and then that is a really great type of game to keep your brain moving, of doing multiple tasks, like under remembering which dish comes next, and getting the next order as you're getting the first order, you're getting the second order, and then that's a great way to keep your mind active and exercise for these multitasking type situations. So
Mhm.
I think I've mentioned before how many different instances I have chat near me. I have chat.
Yeah, you said you're
I
like
have chat to
bam,
the
bam,
right of
bam,
me.
bam.
I have chat in front of me. I have chat above me, and I have chat to the left of me.
Mm.
So whenever, so like I know Zealous was saying that he can't really do fast-paced games like first-person shooters and be able to function with chat with that. For me, because my monitor is so close to my gaming monitor, I have that peripheral vision of when I see chat move.
Mm-hmm.
um I'm able to concentrate on my game. And like for me because like a lot of the first person shooter stuff is muscle memory. because it when you start doing a lot of it, it becomes muscle memory, especially certain moves and stuff like that, and certain aiming in certain places. I actually use that time to actually quickly look at chat, and I can usually make out. It's harder for me if someone prints out a paragraph. But majority of the time, chat is one line chat, and I can pick up those one line chats pretty fast, and then keep a conversation going in between that. So that's just my style. That's just how I've always done things, and just being able to do a high pace. Now, I'm not saying I'm always accurate on that. But I try to keep up with chat as much as possible, and so like fast-paced games like shooters, there have been times in certain instances where I do have to have full concentration, like if it's a boss fight or something like that, I'll have to really concentrate, but I still have that peripheral vision of the chat moving, so I know that I need to, like, once I am in an area that I can actually take a breather or take a moment. I already know in the back of my head, hey, chat moved. I need to double check that, So that's how I process that. There are games that, of course, just like you were saying, that are easier to deal with chat. I find Minecraft is a lot easier, especially because I don't play Minecraft the traditional way that a lot of people do, like the survival mode and stuff like that. I just build. So building doesn't really take that much brain power for me in the fact where I have to like hyper focus brain power. But usually I have an idea in mind, and it's just like an art where you kind of already know what you're painting. You just have to actually put it down on paper, right? So so that I'm a little bit more focused on that, and conversation flows easier that way. And chat is always really nice about giving ideas and stuff like that too, and it makes me switch my thinking gears. And it's what if you do it this way? Oh, I didn't really think about that. I can try to interpret that way into that, and it gets different games have different levels of interaction. So like definitely first person shooters, I can interact and talk with that. Now, I found one genre of game that I absolutely have a really difficult time of concentrating with chat, and that's racing games. Racing games are super hyper focused, and it's usually for a long period of time. So I still try to interact, but looking away from the screen just to answer in a high-paced racing game can all usually spell disaster, because I'll so I have found I think that's why I don't stream them very often, is because I can't participate in chat as often as usual.
I 100% feel you there. That's like Forza or Forza 4.
Yeah.
I enjoyed when I was playing it. I really enjoyed it. The issue was, though, is you get in a race, 5-minute race or something.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of time for dead air. But if you look away, you miss a turn, you're done, start over.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of hard to again, same thing. It's one of those things you really got to focus to get into it.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree on that. Yeah, it can be exciting. I try to incorporate more with the stream rather than talking. So for me, sometimes like putting my Tobii eye tracker on, because it's really interesting. Is like a lot of people like to see what I'm focusing on, exactly what I'm focusing on. So the Tobii eye tracker can actually, I can put the bubble on, and it shows exactly.
Really neat idea.
Yeah, it shows him. It shows what. Okay, I'm making this turn. Where am I looking at the turn? What am I looking at here? And all and everything else. And that is usually pretty entertaining with a lot of people. And then, on straightaways, I try to catch up on chat as much as possible if I can, if I can. But
Which is why Truck Sim's so great.
Exactly. Truck Simulator is really great. The only problem with Truck Simulator is so my thing is what you guys were talking about, stamina and stuff like that. what my determination if I'm going to be streaming that night is like, am I able to keep my eyes open?
Yeah.
And for me is like, okay, what I'm going to stream and how I'm going to stream determines on all that. Am I going to be able to keep my eyes open?
Mm-hmm.
I had a hard day at work. I don't think Truck Simulator is a great game to keep my eyes open with. Cuz that's going to put me to sleep.
It's very ASMR-ish.
It is.
And but I think the point you're making about dealing with tiredness is a great way to segue into the next part
Mm-hmm.
of multitasking and ways that you can help yourself get through it.
Yeah.
And these are some again, I'm going to be sharing some things. A lot of this is things I've either read about, YouTube videos I watched, information that I kind of gleaned, and a few years of me really sitting down and thinking about what I think an effective ebb and flow to my stream would be. So I'll start off with one, and I'm just going to share a recent when I was at a trade show recently, a few weeks back. One of the reasons why we didn't do Streamer and Troll that week.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that they did talk about was managing your workflow when you have work to do, because often in my industry, the bowling industry, if I'm honest, if I'm at the center, everybody there, customer, employee, anybody in the facility expects me to be 100% accessible at any time, no matter what I'm working or doing. Which often means there's a lot of frustration in my day of trying to get something done and so many interruptions. It doesn't. Because again, starting what I need to work on, disruption. Okay, I've used some spoon energy answering this question. Start working. All right, I got a phone call. It's a salesman. I hang up on them. That spoon energy shifting between these different things and not being able to go back to work. So one of the things I learned is actually works hand in hand with a property of training employees and training people how to use systems that I use, which is about an hour long, which is when you're going to get started with a program. I'm kind of blending these two things here together. If you're going to be starting work, you start working on something. Let's say that work is streaming. You're going to start streaming. Before you even get going, take like a quick 2 to 5 minute walk. Get your energy level up, get your blood moving. When you sit down to do that work, give yourself 30 seconds to a minute, deep breathing, relaxation, meditation, whatever you feel like doing, but give yourself something to calm your body down and get ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
From there, do the work. About 45 minutes, somewhere around 45 minutes. Then 5-minute break, 5-10 minute break. When I'm training someone, again, naturally, I don't sit down and take my meditation like that. But I do keep it for that 45 minutes where, again, through keeping discussions open, keeping enough work flowing and everything, where it's about an hour process of prep, do the thing, and then a little bit of wind down time, take a break. Come back, start of the hour, same thing. What you're doing, like Des, you mentioned having the time between brushes. Taking that break every hour or so, 5-10 minute break, just like we do here, and we're probably going to need to do here in a little bit, but I'll go and work in some of the little extra time we're spending here as well. Is what that does is that gives you time to take everything that's built up in that hour, the work you've done, where you're going, and it gives you a chance to open up, decompress on it, so you're not starting to get anxiety over the thing you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, take that 5 minutes, go stretch, walk around, get your body moving. So you're not, if you're coding that whole time, if you're coding for work, you need to do something to get up and keep your body moving, get some little movement in there, get some blood flowing.
Well, and then in terms of streaming, we've talked a little bit about the countdown timer, right? And
Yep.
utilizing that as your time to really get focused, like
Yeah.
get past the hardest part, hit that live button, and then utilize your 5 to 10 minute countdown timer to really like
Get ready for
mentally get prepared for streaming.
it.
Don't I think it can be a bit of a fallacy and cause people obstacles and challenges if they try to get ready for mentally for streaming before hitting live, right? Because that's time, like you said, to get anxious, to talk yourself out of it,
Right.
Yep.
to overthink it. And so if you're already hit that live button, you've already gotten past the hardest part, and yeah, from there it's a lot easier and a lot simpler, I think, to calm, breathe. All right, here I am. We're gonna do this.
So, with that being said, again, that's just me talking normal work. If again, if you're listening to me, you get to work and you get to work where you're working like at a station, or you get to work with a computer, whatever you're doing. I would recommend giving that a try. It's something that works really good in training people how to do tasks. Because if you just keep going past that hour, at some point you see their eyes glaze, and there's just a wall that appears. If you're working with someone else, you can do it. Like Sid, I can see it now. He's got the wall. No, I'm kidding. I think he was looking at lunch and be like, which I would too.
Or looking at lunch.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
I've got resting glaze face. That's just how
I got RBF. I got RBF in a bad way. But so in streaming, so this is kind of where I'm currently at in taking this process, thinking of how my personal streams go, and where I'm going to start trying some more. And I'll share this with y'all again, see if it's relevant, and we can see where we're at. So, like for me, that fatigue I'm talking about isn't just for me; it's also for chat. It's also for the viewers. Chat, people can only pay attention for a set amount of time. In my mind, it's about that hour. But for streaming, breaking every hour, I don't think makes a lot of sense because people are coming in at different times.
Right.
So you have a twofold way you could look at it. One, you could look at when chat slows down. You could say, hey, chat's really slowing down. Maybe it's time we take a break. But that's not a reliable number. That's not something you'd schedule into your show, into your stream. So for me personally, what I'm thinking I'm going to probably incorporate for myself here in the near future is I am going to stream for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending again how hour and a half at minimum. If chat's still popping at an hour and a half, I'll take it to the second hour, but still say that I'm going to start enforcing breaks at certain times. Those breaks, I'm going to plan on being about a 15-20 minute break. So I'm thinking 5-10 minutes away from stream, have my coming back. I'm going to have a timer on it and say, hey, I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'll be back in 10 minutes, whatever I feel like I need that day.
Yeah.
And, or at that time. And then when I come back, rather than just diving into the game, because we have to give viewers time to tune back in, see if something's different, and maybe be intrigued in what you're doing again. I'm just going to start watching some YouTube videos for like 10 minutes when we get back. Just as something to, again, take my mind off the game, focus on chat, have it be something that kind of relaxes me. And so it may be something like, like I see people doing the ASMR walking around Japan streams where they watch those. It may be I do some more of the Korean street food that I like watching. Those are very relaxing. They make me hungry, but they're really, really relaxing. And it's very, at those moments, it's pretty easy for me to just chill, talk with chat. Give it that time, like a 20-minute break in the show, 25-minute break in the show, half hour, depending on, again, what my energy level is. And then turn around, refocus back on the game, and go for another hour and a half. It's something I'm going to see how it works. I don't know. People may hate it, but I think it'll give chat a break to give them a chance for it's okay for them to tune back in and see what's going on, and also give me a break where I'm not at like 3 hours and like just dead mentally being like, I gotta stop streaming. I don't know what the heck's going on anymore.
I don't even know what's going on.
Because that's my hard break for me is still 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if I incorporate some of these breaks, some of these little disruptions, these chances for me to conserve some of that spoon energy rather than, hoping I get a 3 hour in the flow state, which hardly ever happens. As a way I'm going to try to manage that.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts, comments?
I mean,
good idea.
Have you guys ever thought of that? Like where you at?
What works for you may not work for everyone. But I mean, I think that's a great idea, taking those breaks. I don't think it would work for me because that's just not how I function.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, on average, my streams, I believe, are close to 8-hour streams. So
Yeah.
and then my long streams are pretty much like 12-hour streams. So
Mm-hmm.
mine kind of cipher in between 8 and 12 hours. So if I'm just the way that my body works, if I'm taking these breaks, yeah, I think my streams would be a lot shorter. And I kind of don't want to do that. So I take breaks when I need to. So that's on my time. And but I let everyone know, hey, look, I need to take a break. This is what I'm going to do. We'll be back, as soon as I can. I don't. For me, I don't like putting up a timer on that because now I'm a slave to that timer on my break. So again, what's good for other people may not be good for some. So if you putting up a timer, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying just do what works for you. So I mean, I may take a 2-minute break. I may take a 5-minute break. I may take a 10-minute break. I'll come back when I am good and ready. It's my break. This is my stream. This is my break. So, and then it does give a little.
It's my break, and I need it now.
I need it now.
J.G. Wentworth.
877
taking your streamer break now.
Yes. So that's just me. I'll put up I'll be right back screen. And stuff like that, and then when I'm good and ready, I'll come back.
So the only thing I'll share on the timer, why it popped in my head, is to at least have something to set the expectation.
Right. No, I
when I'm
totally
going to be
get
back.
it.
This isn't a chair stream now. I will be back.
Yeah. Well, so like again, or more, I could say we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Have a timer going there. And again, gives in my mind, it gives, chat a chance if they're starting to get fatigued to be like, oh shit, I can take a break. I can go watch someone else. I can go get a snack. Whatever it is they feel like they got to do.
But unfortunately,
it gives them an idea of when to tune back in.
But unfortunately, if I put that timer up, now in my mind, I have a time limit. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I get
our brains work different.
Yeah. And I get what you're saying. And like, if it works for you, that's awesome and great. So like when I actually put my timer up on the beginning of my stream, I actually get that little anxiety, like okay, do I have enough time? Am I on time? I keep watching it, like I'll try to relax, and I have like a little bit of a ritual, like I'll either sit here and kind of collect my thoughts on what I'm going to be doing, but I'm always constantly checking that timer. It's like, okay, I got 10 minutes ago. Okay,
I got
5 minutes ago.
I got you.
Okay, well, oh shoot, it's 2 minutes. Do I have enough time to go get some water? I got to go get some water. I gotta go. Okay, I got a minute and a half left. That's me. That's how, when I have a timer, that's me. So when I have a break, I don't want to have that timer up there. So.
And Des, I do want your feedback, but I'm going to comment on this one last time. I'm going to comment on this. So for me, having a timer, my brain's like, all right, we got to do it in 10 minutes. Oh shit, something come up. All right, it's going to be 12 minutes and people are just going to have to deal with it. It's just something for me, like having a deadline I have to get it started or I have to have it finished by then. But if it's like a specific, like it's got to be done by 12:01, me personally in my head, I'm just like, if it's 12:20, I get done. I wanted to get it done right.
See,
the time.
See,
it's
again,
kind of inferior.
I grew up. My father is very, very A-type personality. So when you tell me a time, that's the time I'm going to be there. That's the time we're going to be done. Say, oh, we need to be at the restaurant at 8:00. All right, so 8:00. That means I get about an hour to get ready, or whatever. We need to leave here about 8:30 because it takes about this. I'm going to be in front of the door either 8:00 or 5 minutes before. So I mean that, and I think that's where my anxiety comes in when we're doing like D&D and stuff. We're like, okay, we're gonna be doing it. We're gonna be starting D&D at 6:30. It's 7:00.
Yeah,
it's 7:15.
No, so again, I get you there. It's just that timer.
That's just me. So
that timer, while it is for chat to get that, like I said, in my mind, the way my mind works with it is that's something I'm doing to set the expectation for chat that I'm going to be going live soonish. Like who am I really beholden to the start of stream? To me personally, is myself.
Mm-hmm.
I think if that is there and I've had something else come up, or if I needed that little extra time, I'm going to talk about it. It's going to be one of the first things I talk about. It's going to instantly become the content for the start of stream. But again, that's just me personally. That's me personally. If I tell you in real life, hey, this is going to be ready, or I'm going to meet you here, this is going to be ready at this time, more than likely not, it's going to be, unless it's just something that is just absolute like a crap project. And I'm like, okay, maybe we should fix this a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we've been dominating this conversation. I'm going to be quiet.
I'll be quiet.
We need to put ourselves on a 5-minute time down here. No, or be generous. Give Des, you got the floor. Take it. What are your thoughts on all this mess?
I'm Des.
Thank you very much, Des, for your input. Thank you, chat. Let's give a round of applause.
I actually had a notion. I was like, should I push the intermission button now?
That would be so troll.
I need to get better about taking breaks because I get to the delirious point and I'm like, why am I still streaming? What's going on? Because like either I've forgotten to bring a snack with me to the desk, so I'm like my blood sugar is dropping, or I've forgotten that I have bodily functions and they're suddenly overwhelming. Just like things like that really will get to me. And so I really need to get better about finding some way to give myself a, hey, Des, take a break. Whether or not I use a timer would probably depend on what kind of break I intended to take. Usually I have no qualms with putting up a very generic be right back screen. And but also on my be right back screen, what I have done is I have a slideshow going usually of art I've created in the past. And then the screen, I maintain the camera, like there's a part of the camera that still it says be right back, but it also has either if I'm doing real life art, it's looking still at the art supplies on the desk. Or if I'm doing digital art, it's still looking at whatever's going on in Photoshop. So anybody who pops into my stream, it's obvious I'm on a break, but also they can see what I've been working on and they can see a slideshow of my art. And I find this to be a preferred this is along the lines of what I've seen most other art streamers who've got their shit together. Like how they set up their be right back screen. This is approximately what you see. And it gives you kind of the best of both worlds, I think, with the I'm gone, but here's something to
look at.
A timer has its obvious advantages if you are really concerned about people feeling confident in your return. I think, like, especially in the case of Sid, who I know is a prolific streamer, like, if he's gone off camera, I'm really confident he's coming back, unless he said it in that voice that says he's about to pass out, in which case I have no assurance he's coming back ever again.
I'm usually pretty good to say if I'm gonna pass out, I'll take a break and then I'll come back and go, hey guys, I underestimated. I'm gonna go. I'm usually pretty good about doing that. So
yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you have a tone where it's like, I gotta take a break, and really what you mean is you're gonna take a nap.
Yeah.
But overall though, I don't have a concern when you're taking a break on stream whether or not you're coming back. So I think in the instance of the community and the culture you've crafted, I don't know how necessary a timer is. But I also see in the case of like a newer audience, and you're like, hey, I have to build confidence with my audience. I need to assure people the rhythm I'm building with my breaks. And I think Zealous with what you're talking about is integrating a new rhythm and a new path for yourself. I think the timer could be a really great thing to start with, but you may not always need it.
So
yeah, no, like I said, it's just something to set the expectation.
So what it sounds like to me is Zealous needs a timer to tell when he's coming back from break. I don't need a timer at all, and Des needs a timer to tell her when to take a break.
Exactly. I need a bell to go off and say, Des, by the way, you're a person with needs, probably water related.
Remember, you have needs.
And you should probably go eat a sandwich.
I've got 2 points, and we can proceed towards the end of the conversation here, as we'll start making a nice transition and segue. 1, 2. The other reason why I'm thinking of having some time constraints, and I think you both can probably agree on this. I'm going to see if this might be a hot take or not. But sometimes when my chat's really getting going, and everybody is trolling the crap out of me with runs and dance and any other numbers of ways to mess with me, that in and of itself, the effort that folks are putting into to try to mess up, like dance, try to mess up my stream, that takes an inordinate amount of energy sometimes to be on time and try to beat that other person, or deal with the disappointment of them beating you to get to the next troll.
Oh, that's frustrating.
And so, like I said, so part of me is also is really thinking like, hey, how exhausting can this be for the people who are watching? Because after about an hour and a half, like I said, people are, like I said, chat slow down. It's natural that, again, an hour you start losing your concentration on what's in front of you. But I also feel at times it can probably be exhausting to people watching, being like, holy shit. God, it's been a roller coaster. I need to, like my ribs hurt from laughing. Maybe I need to take a break.
Ribs.
And it's a way I can incorporate that in.
Ribs.
But that's it. But Des, you brought up a fantastic part of your energy level, the spoons, things that happen during stream, is getting when you get into like a flow state. For those of you who don't know what a flow state is, some folks call it like the runner's high. It's that moment when you're doing something that your attention goes on exactly what you're doing and it doesn't break.
Right.
On my recent bowling streams, it's odd that like my flow state has been, like last week was there for bowling. I bowled incredibly accurate. I was doing fantastic when I was up to bowl. But what saved my flow state was the fact that I could come back, sit down, and talk to chat. Like I could, like somehow or another in my head, that disruption of chat, the stop in bowling, kind of went on like a neutral stage when I was talking to chat. As soon as I got up to go bowl again, I was right back in that concentration. Like if I was bowling by myself, I probably could have kept bowling at a high accuracy level for a long, long time. But bowling inherently there's disruption in that state because you have everyone else who has to go after you do.
Right.
Des, when we were talking earlier, you brought up how often that when you're doing art, especially digital art, like you said, how your vision really gets tunneled in and you can just get so focused on it that you may miss chat. You may be really in on it, really into what you're doing. But that also seems to be part of art streamers that some folks really like it when you're just in there. It's such an interesting community. But have you? So when you come out of it though, like I think you said you had done like some 2-hour or 3-hour art streams where you just like when you got done, you're like,
it's like coming up for air, and you're tired. Like, ah, dang, this world,
I need water.
How long have I been here? And I'm sure 2 or 3 hours sounds like nothing to some people. Obviously, Sid is looking down on me and my lack of stamina.
I
Look at
am
his
not
face judging
looking
me.
down on any of you.
Sid's like, peasant 3-hour
Peasant.
streamer.
I mean,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So
I mean, there's people,
you know,
there's other streamers that I know, like Jeanette, that all she does is 16-hour streams. I don't know
my
how she
God.
does that, but
no thanks.
yeah,
Nothing, yeah.
I'll stick with my
I
8
think-
to 12. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
If I really planned ahead, I'm sure I could do like a 5-hour stream, but I would have to be like really gung ho. I'd planned it. I knew exactly what I was gonna do those whole 5 hours. Like,
Yeah, just to make it clear, I do not look down on anyone. Just Crazy Lady. That's the only person I look
that's
down
crazy, lady.
Hi, Crazy. Welcome to chat. We missed you. We need to get Crazy on for one of these interviews to find out how
that would be
how
delightful.
Crazy does.
No. All
How
right.
Crazy does her, her 24-hour streams with kids.
Tall people tend to do that. Look down on people.
Hello, how are you, little one?
Oh.
Tall people tend to look down and realize that other people are pets. No. Oh, you're 5'3"? Mm.
Don't make
You
fun
want
of
a
me.
biscuit, little one? You want a biscuit?
5'3" is still taller than Titchery.
Is it? I'm taller than Titch. Yes.
Titch is 5 foot.
Aha! I'm 5'3".
The sad thing is, I'm just enjoying the fact that that's just so much fulfillment. I'm taller than Titch. My boobs are bigger than Pokemanes. Let's go.
This is facts. These are my taglines for Twitch. Watch me. My boobs are bigger than Pokemanes. Definitely.
Oh God!
You know, in reality, I think mine are too. But
oh man!
I'm sure you could go to Victoria's Secret and get them measured and find out
hot
exactly how
tub
big
stream
they are.
for me.
Oh, man. But yeah, but going back to the point, sometimes if you know that you get into that kind of state where even if it is streaming, like the state is like you're playing your game, you're talking to chat, playing your game, talking to chat, like you're in the flow, that sometimes you still need to take some sort of break for the simple fact that you're gonna be using less spoons while you're in that state, yes. But if you're in that state and you don't take a sip of water for 2 hours, I think that's often why the hydrate command is so popular for everybody. Is because you can really get in that focus and then forget to take care of yourself.
Right.
See, I don't have that hydrate command. But being diabetic, I drink all the time. So I mean, I'm like constantly. Yeah. I think
he's drunk right now.
Yeah. Where am I? No, but even during streams, I'll take like two like a minute breaks. I'll be like, be right back, refill my water. Be right back, refill my water. Be right back, refill my water. Be right back, gotta use bathroom.
Yeah, gotta get rid of the water. Yeah. Be right back, gotta get rid of the water.
Need more water.
Gotta get rid of water.
But yeah.
But yeah, so that's is there anything else we have on that topic? I know we put out a plan. Obviously, we didn't follow it.
We did not follow our outline at all.
Like I said, it's a guideline. It's a guideline. We don't have to follow
I spend 5 minutes writing an outline and you don't use it. How dare you?
All right, so it's about our normal break time. We're a little bit past our normal break time.
Fine. We started a little bit late, anyways.
Yeah, we did. Well, I'm just judging by pure stream time. I'm like, all right, we're about an hour and 20 minutes.
I've got a couple of these 5-minute do-it-yourself crafts that we can do.
Okay, yeah, those are good. Those are really good. Those are crowd favorites.
I can't even keep a straight face with that face. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Speaking of a break with no timer, we'll be right back, guys.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Now it's showtime, folks. And you can be sure it's the best show in town. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome. It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now. It's time to stretch and fetch. See what's cooking at our refreshment counter. You'll find your favorite foods and beverages, plus many new goodies to tempt your appetite and add to your evening's pleasure. Everything's the finest quality. So treat yourself now. Nine minutes to go to showtime. Popcorn, rich with hot melted butter. All kinds of candy. Sparkling soft drinks. Steaming hot coffee. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. Crispy hot fresh French fries. Minutes to go to showtime.
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private mountain.
But I only wanted it.
This mountain is reserved for patrons. It's a supply depot for all sorts of good things, which people can get at the snack bar, like soft drinks, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron.
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
Minutes to go to showtime. Hot popcorn just popped. Fresh roasted peanuts. How about a pizza? None better anywhere. Sizzling hamburgers grilled to your taste. We've a large assortment of freshly made sandwiches. go to showtime.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
I'd like 2 of those, please.
Hot dogs? Yes, sir.
And 3 of those. And 1 of those. And 5 bars of these. And a cup of that nice hot liquid.
Coffee. Coming right up.
Oh, and 2 bags of those peculiar white coffee material.
You mean our crunchy popcorn? Shall I wrap that for you, sir?
Oh, that's all right. My saucer's just outside.
They come from miles to enjoy our intermission.
To go.
Hello there. Give the demonstration of my new invention, the goodies machine. The machine turns out delicious hot doggies one after the other. And thirst-quenching sodas also. Gives popcorn of the most tasty kind, plain unbuttered. Candy too, crunchy and dandy. Steaming hot coffee and ice cream too. These goodies are at a snack bar just waiting for you.
To go to showtime.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
There, and I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Nathan, there's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Crowds are thinning out at the snack bar, folks, and there are still 3 minutes till showtime. You can easily make it for something that'll just hit the spot. How about it? Don't waste a second of refreshment time. You'll find such an appetizing assortment of refreshments at the snack bar, you won't be able to decide what to ask for first. All of your snack bar favorites are there, including fresh peanuts, hot popcorn, and candy of all kinds. And believe us, you've never eaten better hot dogs, crisper French fries, or more delicious buttered popcorn. Minutes to go to the snack bar for a quick refresher before showtime. No crowds to buck, just go get it. You'll be sorry you missed your chance to enjoy some of the many tempting goodies waiting for you. Stretch your legs now while the stretching's good. There's still time to get a mouth-watering hot dog, a sparkling ice-cold soda, assorted flavors of ice cream, all kinds of candy, the most delicious steaming hot coffee you ever drank, and freshly popped popcorn piping hot. Make a beeline for the snack bar right now to quench your thirst. One minute left to top off the evening with a treat from our snack bar. Still time if you hurry. Last call for refreshments, folks. Go right this second to get something good to eat and drink to enjoy now or during the rest of the show. The finest quality ingredients are in the fixins of the delicious foods you'll find waiting to tempt your appetite at the snack bar. Extra special good hamburgers, wonderful donuts, ice-cold, thirst-quenching drinks. Pizza generously sliced, steaming hot, fresh coffee, ice cream in many flavors.
Fits. Oh, here we go. Hey, we're back. Welcome back. I hope you had a nice intermission and got some snacks and stuff. You know, a snack like a cookie. Zealous can't get his hummus put away.
Hummus is among us. It won't close. What have
So,
I done?
The next half hour is just Zealous trying to close hummus. Is going to be
Just him constantly
What
fumbling
is-
with the
constantly
container
fumbling.
of hummus.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
What a good break. Good snacks. Chance for us all to kind of sit back, relax a little bit. Come back re-energized.
Sure. So that's what you want to call it.
yes.
I don't know. I feel better. I don't know about you.
I feel good because I got to look away from the screen and my eyes start to like cross a little bit when I look at the monitor too long. And I'm trying not to just like stare off into space where and do the middle distance focus. You guys, I don't know if you guys would have eyesight problems. If you didn't notice, I wear glasses.
I wear
And
contacts.
so sometimes in order to kind of like reset my eyes, I have to look away from whatever I'm looking at and kind of like do a middle distance and look there for a little bit because my astigmatism gets so bad that my eyes will start going like,
Well, that's why
What if we crossed?
I put everything on like dark mode, so it's not that glary at me. So and then
yeah, everything's on dark mode. Yep.
and then also where I look at chat, I actually have a gap between my two computers which I can stare at, which is not even part of the screen. So it still looks like I'm like looking at the at chat and like at you guys and stuff like that, but I'm actually just staring at my wall. So
I just look intently directly into the camera.
I try, and then I try to look at you guys, but still it's like too close to my face.
well,
You
Even
know
though
what?
it's like this, it's over this far away. Like I keep everything fairly far away, but it's still too close sometimes.
maybe you need to adjust the monitor, like the brightness and all that.
See, my issue is on, like, from where Discord is
Mm-hmm.
to look at y'all. I'm just like looking up at all times.
Hmm.
Just I'm looking up into space. What is he seeing? Seeing the stars. So while we're doing this, I'm mostly just kind of looking here, or I have the actual page up in front of me, and I was getting everything slightly delayed. But I try to look at the camera maybe a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, where I look at my my piece of fan art Zellos troll that I have, the little figurine that I've got velcroed to the top of the webcam. You know. However, we have topics to talk about.
Dum dum dum.
So, I hope. So the next part we're going to go into, our next session is going to be all about different third-party apps we use while we stream.
Mhm.
There are a
Plethora
of third-party apps, and they're always coming out with new ones.
Always
and, we've all
watching.
used. Yeah, it's always watching.
Always watching Wazowski.
Mm-hmm. And but we're gonna go through some of our favorites. We're gonna go through with some that are varying degrees of active and how quickly some of these apps can shift in fascination and interest. And hopefully we'll share some of our insights, our ideas, the way we use them that are the winners, the winner chicken dinners for us and our viewers. So where do we want to get started? We got a couple options in our notes here. We can start at the top, go down. I was almost thinking save the best for last, in my personal opinion. But again, guys, what y'all think?
Whichever. Doesn't matter.
I don't care what order.
Okay.
My favorite third-party app is Moobot, which is not
It's
what we're
Moobot.
talking about.
let us hear about Moobot. Tell us about Moobot, Des.
Moobot's an old bot.
It is, and I like it because his name is Moo.
Is that the only reason that you like Moobot?
It's why I chose it. And it's the only bot I've ever tried to use on stream. No, it's not true. I've fiddled with a couple others, but it's the one I've stuck with for simplicity's sake.
Right.
Totally understandable. When I first started out, I used Moobot too.
But we're not here to talk about bots. We're going to talk about third-party apps.
Well, again, bots are included in that, though. Bots are apps, or even if they're a web app, to help you customize your stream. Even ones that don't seem like they're gonna be a bot are like Dixper. We can go ahead and talk about Dixper. Dixper in itself has bot functions.
Mm-hmm.
You could technically set it up and have it manage portions of your stream for you. Like I think it has moderator options on there.
Yep.
As well. So it's a very powerful tool.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful tool for a streamer to pick up, even if it's one that we're just now getting used to using. Like I think we've only been using it for about a month.
About so,
Yep.
yeah.
Seems like
Me,
you have.
I've been doing it on and off. I haven't done it as much as you guys.
Well, for me, so for those of y'all who aren't familiar with Dixper, get your pen out because there's gonna be tons of puns, and if you're listening, by all means, just run with it. Why not? Dixper. Man, I had thought far enough into the future where we could actually like bring it up on stream and kind of show what it does.
Nah.
I will do my best to walk through it though. Dixper is an app
Mm-hmm.
that syncs with the games that you're playing, and it also syncs with your chat. So Dixper, your viewers, it'll put a link on there to your personal Dixper page. That link will go and show the viewers that they can purchase with real money. So this is an app that you can use to help monetize your stream, that you can purchase with real money boxes of different ways to mess with a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are themed. So if you're a Dead by Daylight streamer and that's like your game, you're exclusively doing Dead by Daylight, it will have a number of cards that people can use to mess with you. Oh, there we go. To mess with you a bit while you play Dead by Daylight. These cards can be as simple as you can only walk backwards, at which point essentially what the game is doing is the only key that's going to work for movement is going to be the S key, and you can only go backwards. Some of them are going to be, it's just going to be a random set of keys. So it's like, are you drunk? So you could try to be walking forward, and then if somebody plays that card, Dixper starts spamming WASD like crazy. So your character is weaving all over the place while you try to play. You can share jump scares. So you can see like the not the hag, like the bog. Is that the bog witch? The one that was at the top?
This one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the witch, a witch.
Yep. So you have like the witch, and it'll probably black out the screen. She'll be there. There'll be a scream that comes on while you're playing.
So then, additionally, those of you who watch Zealous's stream, we had the opportunity to do a slight collab about a week ago. And so during Truck Simulator, one of the things was like tunnel vision, and it would narrow your view as the driver during the truck driving to just like a narrow space on the screen. And it was incredibly difficult to drive.
It was. And it does, and again, it does things like it can turn the screen upside down, reverse your controls. My personal favorite, even if it makes me a little dizzy and sick, is it can make the screen do like 2 revolutions or 3 revolutions of 360. And ultimately, you have control in this app of how long these disruptions are going to happen.
Let's see, can I do an example on this? Is it going to allow me to do it?
Yeah, you just build one. You just create a new one.
Skill not active. Why is it?
I think the game has to be running.
Oh yeah, you would. Or you'd have to sync.
Oh.
You'd have to sync it up to like OBS or
Yeah.
something.
I don't know. I'm not going to sync it up.
But
yeah, I
either
thought I
way-
could give an example, but I can't.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No worries.
So again, Dixper is a great tool. It also has integration with voice mod. So you can have with that you can include some cards. Choose the voice mod package,
Mm-hmm.
and it will allow the streamer to have their voice changed to whatever you put in there. It's a really wild toolbox that you can use and customize to your own stream. Also, you don't have to just use the Dead by Daylight cards when you're playing Dead by Daylight. The best thing you can do is you can create your own card collections and use them across all the games that you play, which is what I've done for myself. Is I don't want to do just I don't want it to be just just like Dead by Daylight has a certain number of cards, and when you own Dead by Daylight cards, they don't work with this other game or item. I like the idea of just taking the things I think are funny, and hopefully chat finds funny, and allow it to be just on any game possible. The downside is some of those things don't work in some specific game types,
Mm-hmm.
or don't work as well. So like one is like your mouse makes a noise when you click it. Great for League of Legends. You're clicking like crazy in League of Legends.
Not great for
not-
trucking simulation.
Yeah, not great for Trucking Simulator where you're really not using the mouse.
Yeah.
But again, the great thing with Dixper, if somebody uses a card and hopefully they won't be salty about it, but if they are, you can refund them with cards. You can gift people boxes as like a sample. So somebody comes into your stream and you're like, oh, hey, it's the first time in stream. Congratulations. You just won 5 boxes off of Dixper. And you open these up and you control stream. You can mess with me on stream. Again,
Or-
help engage your chat.
You're choosing a trollbassador, right? Like you need somebody who's really
Trollbassador.
gonna demonstrate how this is gonna improve their experience as a viewer.
See, I
Yeah.
love
Participated.
my mods, but I haven't given anyone moderation control on my Dixper, because only I, should be able to handle my Dixper.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, in reality, I like I said, I love my mods, but I don't trust them that much to handle out the cards. They're going to be handing out cards like to everyone and themselves.
You've had mods that have been with you like what 6 years now, 8 years, it's a crazy amount. I don't think I don't think I would trust. I don't think I trust Titchery either.
This is
She's
too
gonna
much
let
power.
everybody troll you.
This is way too. No, this is way too much power. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't.
20 boxes a person. Let's go.
I honestly was about to give moderation to some people, and I'm like,
Wouldn't
no,
either.
I don't think so.
Oh god. it's too
Yes,
good.
Kage would definitely reset the cooldowns to like 0 and just be constantly handing out the dizzy one.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly.
But it's but again, it's become.
I love you
it-
guys, but you're not getting your hands on my Dixper.
But yeah, I really for me, I think it's become one of the funnest mods tools third-party apps that I've seen come out for a while. I've seen some other apps that allow like disruption on specific games that people have tried where it's they're getting cards and something like that, but I haven't seen any that are as interactive and compelling as Dixper has.
Yeah.
Dixper 1 is a lot easier to use, so you have less time before you become a Dixpert.
Mm-hmm.
And they have an array of other widgets too that you can add on to your stream as well.
Yeah. So again, you can get a ton. There's just a lot of stuff that Dixper provides. We're not sponsored by any means. We're not sponsored.
Yet.
We're just yet.
How you
Yeah?
doing? How you doing?
Where's? I'm sorry, inside joke. Where's Tammer to get you that sponsorship, Sid?
I don't know. Where's my sponsorship?
Yeah, where's your manager? You thought your manager was gonna get you a Dixper
I
sponsorship.
had no idea where that even came from.
Oh, the manager?
No.
That's because
No, I
'cause
mean
those
his idea to do that. I don't.
oh, that was such. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I
No.
just it was just so funny that. Long story short, our buddy Tamer was playing trucks with us, and I was the only one streaming. And Tamer starts trying to talk the developers of Truck Simulator into giving Sid a sponsorship and sponsoring his stream and yada yada. And I'm just like, what is this betrayal?
Mind
Where did this
you,
come
mind
from?
you, I only played the game like once or twice. Okay, I mean,
it was so funny though. It was so much fun.
self-proclaimed agent manager. Just all of a sudden.
It was so good. It was so good. It was like I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I bring it up because again, it's still funny to me. And sorry, it's such an inside joke. For
On
those of y'all who might be listening.
stream, Dragon, on stream.
Yeah, it was on stream. It's fucking
Yeah,
true.
I played a lot offline, okay? But on stream, I don't play it much.
Oh gosh.
So that's Dixper.
But yeah, so like I said, so this is Dixper. Dixper is a lot of fun if you're a streamer of any size.
Oh,
I recommend
we should also they give you commissions so that you actually get paid for playing with your Dixper.
Yeah. You so depending on how much you play with your Dixper, or how much other people play with your Dixper, it gives you
I can't remember where to
some
go
pretty
for
good
that.
incentives. Like even getting started, a lot of other third-party apps just getting started are
There
going
it
to
is.
only give you like a 40 to 50% cut.
So when you first start
of,
out,
the money raised.
yeah,
the
so,
money raised.
so when you first start out, you get 70% revenue from everything that is bought. Once you hit, and as more people start using your Dixper, you get points. So and you hit achievements and stuff. So once you hit affiliate, you get 80% revenue. And then once you get 1,000 points, which I'm nowhere near, you get 90% revenue, and plus you get other stuff too with this whole thing. So yeah, basic goals, Discord stream roll, which I haven't done. You get a banner. So then there's skills for sub widgets, affiliate banner. You can design your own crates, like the artwork of that. You can design your own artwork.
Yep.
And stuff like that. And then more Discord sneak peeks, customizable widgets, Discord partner role, partner banners, social media promotions, partner events, and then multi-target goals and other things that you can do within partnership. But yeah, so you can get like basically kind of an affiliate style and get paid to play with your Dixper.
Yeah. Well, and so Dragonfire says you had to play games that work with it.
True.
For us to use it enough. Here's the thing. In reality, any game that you want to you can make you can't. Which games can't you? Like every game I've tried has worked so far.
Any Windows-based game.
Yeah.
Windows apps do not work with Dixper 100%.
Interesting.
But what are you talking
now,
about?
Sea of Thieves. Now, if you buy it off of Steam, if you buy Sea of Thieves off of Steam, then it might work. But so it's the same reason why my mouse does not work with any Windows apps either. Windows apps, for some odd reason, go under a different type of filing system on your computer, and they're crypted.
Okay.
So there's no access to them. And they've actually come out on the Discord. They said we can't support the Windows games because of this inscription or decryption, and they've kind of put all of their files under lock and key in the Windows games. So the Windows games don't work.
Okay. But so again, most of the games I've tried are games I have on Steam, and I've been able to get them to work, even if I'm like, this may not be the best game, but if somebody wants to make my if I ever wanted to make the screen rotate or do some other crazy stuff, you can. And it looks like our good friend Kage has found some clips.
Shall I show a Dixper clip?
Yeah, let's do
Sure.
one or two. Yeah,
Here, give me 1 second here.
I'm not afraid to show my Dixper on stream.
Hey, Zelos.
Hi. Yeah, so that's somebody used "I'm drunk" on me.
The wheel is
making
just going.
It's making my
nuts.
wheel just go fucking crazy.
Is this other one that does like a?
Oh, no, but I'm driving.
Let's try this
Sir,
one
you
here.
can't park
Oh, is this? Why is Des
We're
on
gonna
the
get
screen
this
on
load
this
there,
one?
guys. Don't worry.
Oh, Des
This
is
one does
driving.
hijack-
No, that's Zelos.
No, that's you driving. That's you at Zealous' place.
Shit! Shit!
I
Oh, so to control the mouse.
I miraculously didn't crash the truck during that.
No!
It was a friggin' miracle.
Now.
Just so everybody knows.
Alright, that was all according to plan.
And then thank you, Kage, for
Perfect.
doing this, by the way.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And then we have one more. And this one's actually me doing Phasmophobia.
Perfect.
No, you son of a bitch, no. No.
Journal just.
I can't. No.
I couldn't get into the locker. That face. Look at that face. I remember that. That was so good.
Man. Dixper. So again, that's some of the things that happen in Dixper. It's so interactive. It really brings people directly into contact with what you're doing, and it's very, like I said, I personally find it very entertaining. I think it's a lot of fun. I know you have a lot of fun with it, Sid. Des, you could probably even use it in your art stream somehow, because they have options to like.
They have a just
make your
chatting
cursor gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, we're gonna be painting in real life. Okay, and now my cursor is the entire screen. Where do I paint now?
Yeah. But they have like
Make your
just chatting
stream-
ones where like was it the cherry blossoms come down on the stream and just
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
ones too. All right, what's
So again, there's a lot of tools. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a great third party app. It has a very fair revenue share for you, or very generous, even at start, a very generous revenue share. And again, the limits to how you can use your Dixper is up to you. I mean, it's as far wherever you want to go, you can take it there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the voice mod ones would probably be very good in sound effects. All right.
next
we
on the
got
list
a couple.
here?
What's that?
Oh, I was just
Oh,
saying
what's
next. What's next?
All right.
You
So one that I've used a lot, and it goes into kind of what you mentioned with MooBot, is just various chatbots. Me personally, I've used chatbot quite a bit throughout the years for some of my jokes. I've got some commands. One called Run
Mm-hmm.
that triggers the meme song of Run da 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 da. And I personally just committed to, like, when somebody hits that, I literally get up and run away. I've seen some people with that mod, or with that bot, have made it where when there's a raid, they've encoded it automatically when there's a raid to have a really huge raid thing. They've also done it with their alerts. You can code, if you look online, they have people who've made emote explosions for certain commands or events or things that happen. There's trivia that the bot can run for you. There's a number of chat games, just like text chat games that you can do, like you can do like a free for all fight with the viewers who get in it, and it just kind of narrates out who the winner is. You have points that you can use for rewards. You can have it manage. You can have it manage even giveaways if you want. You can have tickets go through there. There's a ton of things that you can do with chatbot, but that also extends to other bots online as well, because as these tools get used by other streamers, of course, other bots are like, how can we make this work in ours? And they usually find a way to make it work.
Mhm.
Real big difference is, do you want to have something that is going to be cloud based or software on your computer based?
Mhm.
In the past, the big difference was the cloud bots could do commands, they could do text, they could do a lot of entertaining things with text, but they couldn't do audio.
Mhm.
You know, there wasn't a way for them to do audio. There wasn't a way for them to affect like in-game things that happened. It wasn't there. So that was part of the reason why I went with the chatbot from Streamlabs, which used to be Ankbot way back in the day. It
Mhm.
was standalone software that you could make it do what you wanted to do. However, with Dixper now, again, it takes a lot of that functionality and makes it interactive and potentially for streamers a revenue stream as well to make you do those things. It's just a matter of, do you want to, again, when you can get in and start customizing your own cards, if you want to make that transfer, or if you still want to provide some of the entertainment options or disruption options for your chat, that's kind of like a free thank you for just being a viewer.
Right.
Which is how I kind of have looked at it, and I've been using it for a while. Des, Sid, have you guys had any other like bots other than, we know about MooBot, but have you had any bots that you've messed around with? If I remember right, that you used to code your own bot, didn't you, Sid?
Long time ago, galaxy far, far away, I coded my own Seoko bot using IRC chat. Was it IRC chat, something like that. It was just it didn't do anything. It was just a kind of a social bot. So there were a couple of, I didn't really program it. It was more like scripting. So I took other people's scripts or programs and stuff and then threw it into my bot. And it would pick up certain keywords that people in chat would say, and it would respond. She was quite provocative, naughty. And
wait, did she gain sentience to become oh god, I was thinking Code Miko, but there's another one who's the insist that they are AI and live online.
Not as bad
She's
as
pretty naughty.
Not as bad. I still have her brain in on a external drive if I ever want to bring it back. But yeah, it was a project that I just wanted to try out for a while to see what we could and couldn't do with the Twitch chat and stuff like that. For a while, I did have like a couple gigabytes full of chat memory.
Right.
So one of the things that it allowed me to do is basically record chat. So anything that was said and done, and at the time it was very, very useful because that was during the time I was starting getting harassed a lot.
Right.
So I was able, because like the Twitch chat in itself only holds so much memory, and then like anything like at the beginning of a chat, if you have a long stream, anything beginning of chat is usually lost, right?
Right.
So like this was actually recording every single piece of it all the way from the start. So I had records and logs of this person harassing me that should have went away after a while, but because of this Seoko bot,
You had it.
I had it, and I was able to
cool.
I mean, it didn't do anything. I sent all this evidence in, and they didn't do anything, but it's there. I still have that somewhere. But yeah, so that was useful for that. It was useful at the time. It was useful to see like my correct numbers, because it would show the people who were lurking. I never called them out, but it gave me a correct count. Let's say like if I thought I didn't have anybody talking or anything, like, oh, there are people here. Okay, so I'm good. It would show me that. And it was interactive. You could spank her. You could spank her, and she had responses to that, flipping coins.
Are you sure she didn't become Project Melody?
Look, I'm not at liberty to say whether she is or she isn't. But yeah. And then I after a while, I didn't want to. I started messing around with voice attack and I was going to transfer all of that information and stuff and transfer it to voice attack. So like during any time, if I would be able to say something in chat and she would actually respond in chat, or actually on my computer, she would respond in computer,
Right.
and chat would be able to hear it. But then I realized like the hours of having to record the voiceover for that. And I looked at that and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I had like a voice to text thing, or a text to voice service that I was using, and it was typing out every single response. And it wasn't just like oh, if A happens, B happens, right? No, it was if A happens, B happens, or C, or D, or E, or F, or G.
Oh God.
So like in order to have it a very realistic conversation, because we don't answer, like humans don't answer the same way every single time, right? The same.
I'm Des.
Except for Des the bot, right? So I would have to have to say yes for Sayoko, I'd have to have like 20 different types of ways her saying yes. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I don't have the mental capacity to record all this crap. So yeah, I that was my own bot.
Okay. Now, have you played around with any other ones, or?
I used to use Streamlabs chatbot, aka Unkbot, a long time ago. Galaxy Far Away. One thing that I don't think you utilize on your chatbot is you can actually have specific people trigger events on chatbot. So as soon as certain people say like a word, it'll trigger like an intro. I used to have intros for people. So we had like the JG team, and anyone from the JG team, I used to have a radio intro for them. So as soon as they said something, that radio intro would kick on.
So the answer is I did. I'm sure, as you guys know, that limiting excess is not something I'm good at doing. So once I got to like 30, maybe 40 people who had intros when they popped in throughout the week, not small intros, some like a minute long, that I kind of at some point said, okay, I don't know where to stop with this, so I just need to stop this.
Understandable. No, I limited it to the founders of the JG team and like that stream team. So it was only like 6 people. So yeah, Titchery was one of them, myself, and then several other people too. So yeah, I did Streambot. I used Nightbot for a while, but that was trying to decide between MooBot and Nightbot, and that was the beginning of my career. And they do pretty much the same thing, except Nightbot is a little more finicky, if I remember correctly. What else have I used? I've used a ton, like a lot of stuff that I don't even remember. I've used a different array of streaming services too. So like OBS, I used OBS. I use Streamlabs, Slobs. I'm using Elements now, which is OBS Live. I've used XSplit, which I do not recommend unless you're doing professional publications and productions, unless you're using that. I do not recommend XSplit because for one, XSplit is not free. In order to use any of their like more in-depth stuff, you have to pay for it, and it's a subscription. It's really, really nice, really, really heavy on CPU usage and memory usage. Heavy. But you do get like professional productions, TV style productions and stuff with XSplit. There was another one I used that was browser based, and I can't remember what it was, but it was short lived. It was nice because it was just a browser that would.
Have you ever used? Did you give the actual Twitch streaming platform a try?
No. That one's one I never really did because I had everything already set up, and then the Twitch Live thing came out afterwards.
That's
And I
Mhm.
was
my
like,
problem too.
and I was like, I really don't feel like switching over. I did look at it though.
Mhm.
It seemed limited. I don't know
Yep.
what it is now, but at the time it seemed very, very limited. And
Yeah, I was gonna
I have a
say,
lot of elaborate overlays. I don't know if you've ever seen like my history of that. I have a lot of elaborate animations that go on and off. So
over the past 2 years, I have seen some very, very well made and crafted transitions,
Mhm.
overlay, and events during stream. So the answer there is yes, yes. I like how it really appeals to your creativity.
yeah.
I
So
will
yeah.
say though, if you're getting started, you're a new
Oh,
streamer,
absolutely.
and even OBS slobs, any of those seem overly complicated to you, by all means give the Twitch one a try, because you can get
100%.
going with a very basic layout that looks professional, clean, fantastic, and from what I understand, it doesn't use much
Mhm.
of your CPU at all.
Yeah. I've even used the Elgato stream because they have
Really?
they have an overlay. I'm no, it was Kage that just got the Elgato.
Mhm.
Yeah, so when you buy an Elgato, they give you software for it to run, of course, right?
Mhm.
So, but that software also consists of a live streaming
Yeah.
apparatus
Yeah.
that you can use. Again, it's limited. There aren't scene changes or anything like that, but there's like very limited overlays that say Elgato, on it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that's what I want.
You're
But
using our brand.
yeah. So when I stream to Discord sometimes,
Yeah.
you've seen that
Seen it.
overlay. And
Yeah.
I'll use that overlay for the capture card for that. So there's that. So I've used there's multitude of other ones I've used that I just can't remember now. But I've settled on Stream Elements mainly for the ease, the freeness of it. Very, very free. Everything on it is free, and the low CPU memory usage on it. For me, it's a big toss up between Slobs and OBS Live.
Mhm.
I tend to go towards more Elements now. So
Des, what about you? What is your? I know. We know of the MooBot. We talked about that earlier. What other bots have you? You said you really haven't messed with bots.
I haven't missed with a lot. The only other thing I could really talk about is Stravatar, just because I got introduced to that by Sid.
hi,
And
I'm Sid.
I enjoy it. I like having the little character on the screen. I think it's cute, and having my own little character do stuff is cute. So Stravatars is riding that same wagon that like Stream Avatars is kind of hitting, right? Of just like interactive little doodads in the
Yeah.
front of your stream as an overlay. And so I enjoyed it. I think it's interesting. It does seem to be harder to find people who are using it.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem with that is it's exclusive, and it's still in kind of like beta alpha right now.
Mm-hmm.
So and the problem with like finding people who use it is very, very esoteric.
Invite only from somebody who even has it.
Right. And it's still in that development stage. And for those of you who are wondering, technically, yes, they're still working on it. They've just been really silent about it. I checked their Discord, and the last thing they were saying was back in, was it May?
I think you said June 18th. Oh, was it May 18th?
Was it June? No, it was June. It was June the 6th. Yeah, so it was June 18th, and they said, "Hey, we're working diligently. Stay tuned. Big things coming this summer, or whatever." Let me find out. I have it here. Thanks. Big updates coming later this year. That's what they said. So they said, yes, we are still working, but it's taking them. I think they're a very, very small team.
That makes sense.
And for those of you who haven't seen Stravatars, perhaps the best analog I can think of would be Stream Avatars, which is when you go into somebody's
I can bring it
stream
up.
and they have little tiny pixel people at the bottom of the screen. It shows everybody in chat.
There we go.
Hey,
so this is
Stravatar.
So Stravatars is a 3D rendering, so it's like the little 3D robot on screen will be at like the bottom of the stream rolling around.
It's super
People can
cute.
join in. They can create their Stravatar for free. They can have their little character roll around. They can buy in for costumes and upgrades.
Now I have every single costume here, so I can show whatever here. So they have different costumes. So you can customize. What's really cool is like if you have Stravatars and someone else has Stravatars on their stream, it's your account. So your personal Stravatar will be, played across across the board here. So whatever you choose, unfortunately, it is different stream there, Kage. They also react to subscriptions and stuff. So in bits as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So
and it could be a fun little way to continue to engage your audience.
We don't have it here, Zellas. That's what I'm talking about.
Community.
We don't have it here. It's not on this stream. It's on yours and mine. But damn it, Zellas. But yeah, so yeah, if you like contribute bits, it'll have these animations. Here's another animation that you can see that shoots lasers and stuff like that. There's another one that rolls on a giant ball. So they're cute. And they have little emotes. They can do emotes. There's like what was this one? Cheer, laugh, yes, no, cry.
I like breakdance myself.
Acrobats.
Yeah.
Death. Is this boogie? Where's the breakdance? Oh, there's breakdance. There's breakdance. There you go. Explode. Inflate.
So lots of little stuff you can do.
Yeah. So that's Stravatars.
But unfortunately, I can't think of anything else beyond that. I know there's more stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there. You just got to put some research into finding it.
Yeah. But these are
and,
cute.
And again, it's also fun the one that really speaks to you, and that's the they got all kinds of ones that have like avatars. Again, Stravatars is one. It's really nice with the 3D animation on it. They're very clean looking avatars. There's I forget the name of it, but there's ones where you'll see people who will have like a bear, a cat, a Grim Reaper, a pumpkin. That'll be like a little pixel version of it, like at the bottom of their screen. That's its own online bot as well. I put a lot of work. I had that for a while. I put a lot of work into getting it to talk to people. But there's a lot of these tools that you can use, and as a streamer, again, it's a way for you to add some extra entertainment, extra enjoyment, and in some cases with them a little bit of extra revenue generation as well.
Yeah. Just amazing, and they're just customizations for your stream. Find what your personality is, and you don't have to have them. You don't have to have any of them, or you can have all of them. It doesn't matter. As much as as long as your computer can run it, of course. If you're going to run all of them. But yeah, I mean, there are different things out there, and there's a lot more that we haven't even touched on. So there's a plethora of apps out there for your stream, just to make it more interactive. It's a lot of fun.
All right, it's time for our last segment.
What?
It's time for our last segment, gentlemen. You know what that means?
The final countdown.
Conspiracies.
Conspiracy theories with Des.
All right.
If you don't talk to Des very often, and I get to be the one who gets to go talk time. If you don't talk to Des very often, you don't know this about me, but I like to go down rabbit holes of thought and a little bit of conspiracy, or it might even fall into the category of investigative journalism, depending on how generous you're being about what particular topic you're looking into, right? So it's this combination of speculation and research, right? And I think this is absolutely fascinating. And so I got into a thought process, and I feel terrible with this because one of our viewers loves Mexican Coca-Cola. I'm here.
You're not going to shatter the illusion, are you?
Mexican? I'm not familiar.
Mexican Coke is the kind of Coca-Cola you can buy in a glass bottle. It says made in Mexico. You can find it in stores. A lot of people will swear up and down it's better than regular Coke. It tastes better. It's better for you because they use cane sugar, blah, blah, blah. But in fact, the ingredients just say sugar, and in recent testing, they have only found sucrose in it. Not sucrose. Wait, they've only found signs of the corn derivative of sweetener in it, and not the actual cane sugar in it.
Nope. It tastes. Look,
So that's number one investigative journalism that I've gotten into.
I got it. So let me make a quick
I'm about to get
comment.
murdered. I know.
No,
this.
you're not getting murdered. Next time you're streaming, I'm going to do a Death Stairs. You better have a Mexican Coke on hand, because it's in a regular Coke, because it's going to be Death's taste test Mexican Coke, and then taste test a bottle, like a plastic bottle of Coke. Tell me if they're different.
I will. I'm gonna drink them out of the same container though. Like I'm gonna have a third container though that I pour them into to test from, because I think part of the sensation coming through is that mouthfeel of drinking from glass versus plastic or a can, right? So I think that's gonna absolutely play a part in the experience of your beverage consumption.
No, I got you. It might be, but to me, there's a radical taste difference.
See, he's a believer, guys, and I'm. All right. So the next conspiracy that I got into a massive rabbit hole about was about the McDonald's ice cream machines.
So I've heard about the ice cream machines that the reason why they're always down is that they're a pain in the butt to clean. And so they don't clean it. So they just say they're broken. So they're very, very... That's what I've heard.
So fun facts, the exact same ice cream machine is sold to McDonald's and to other food restaurant chains, including Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, and any other fast food restaurant who serves soft serve. So it's the exact same machine, same company. Well, it might be, I think it's a different model, but it's the same company who makes these machines, right? However, all McDonald's franchises are required to get a specific model of this machine. And so the conspiracy line of research has shown that what is more than likely happening is they have been programmed with a certain about 15% failure rate, which is an incredibly high rate if you don't know, because there's a ton of these machines out. And so the theory goes along the lines that these machines are purposely failing because Taylor, who makes these ice cream machines, it's 25% of its annual revenue comes from its technicians going out and repairing them.
Ouch.
Wait, but you said like Wendy's has the same thing?
Same machine.
But every time I go to Wendy's, I still get a Frosty.
Exactly.
That's because nobody goes to Wendy's. It doesn't have the time. The percentage of
I go to Wendy's.
Through it.
So,
like I said,
but it's only McDonald's that has the broken one.
Exactly.
Only McDonald's.
So how are all these chains using the same brand of machine and not all experiencing the same rate of breakage or disrepair? And additionally, so what they're also finding,
I think it all goes back that they don't want to clean. The McDonald's doesn't want to clean their machines, and they just say it's broken.
So the cleaning process that you're referring to actually is an automated process that the machine has to heat to over about 150 degrees Celsius, hold for a certain amount of time, and then go back down to temperature. This whole process, I think, is supposed to take about 4 hours. Typically, they're going to run it in the middle of the night when no one's there. And so these machines are successfully going through this cleaning process at other facilities, but will often hit an error message at McDonald's. And what's also happening is there's an obscure message that shows up on the McDonald's machines that's a lot clearer to read on the other franchises machines. And so McDonald's employee has no idea what they're supposed to do because it's an obscure error message. And additionally, the buttons are very unclear. And so it could be something as simple as you've overfilled the tank.
So really what I'm hearing
whatever's
is,
in it.
What I'm hearing here is they're deliberately like sticking it to McDonald's to get that extra revenue.
Apparently, but it's also really cruddy because McDonald's is supporting this. So a third-party service named Kitsch came out with an app that you can plug into your phone and a USB that plugs into these machines, and it will immediately report, all right, here's what's going on, here's what you need to do to fix it, right? And it increased, it significantly reduced the need for calling technicians, right? This app. And it was massively huge by franchise owners. They're like, oh my gosh, this isn't McDonald's specific, but guys, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. My ice cream machine, like it absolutely was a game changer. McDonald's sent out an official email saying, don't use it.
But so what's changed? Because like my local McDonald's didn't matter what time of day, they never had ice cream for like a year. You're like, can I get an ice cream cone? It's broken. They just didn't have it for like a year and a half. So what's changed? What's changed? Did they get the app? They the hell with you, McDonald's. We're getting the app. Let's get this thing fixed.
I think some rules have changed, and McDonald's now actually has a choice on who their supplier is. Some franchises are actually able to choose who supplies their ice cream machine, but for the longest time, that it was a requirement by the franchise to use very specific machines.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, there are full documentaries about this whole ice cream issue.
Yes,
like
there are.
video
I watched
movie
them.
documentaries.
I watched at least one of them.
Yeah, I've seen like bits and pieces of them.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I don't know. It was really interesting.
This is what we're concerned about, America. Where's our ice cream, America? What are you doing with our ice cream?
Look, when you want your McDonald's ice cream, call JG Wentworth because you want your ice cream now.
877 cash now.
And then the last thing on the mini desk rant list is not really about a conspiracy theory, but mostly about the number of influencer trends that seem to have incredibly harmful results to the person doing them. So one of these things, Zealous refuses to watch the video that I found.
Oh, you're right.
And
you're right.
what's happening is there's a number of TikTok influencers who've taken to getting their teeth ground down so they can have fake caps and crowns put in so they have perfect teeth. And this trend has gone around so much so that there was one influencer who had received this dental work as an 18th birthday present from her parents. And for those of you who don't know, this is permanent dental, like ruining your teeth. People who have this kind of work done, it has to be redone or everything every 10 to 15 years. This is not a permanent solution for your teeth. And more than likely, everyone who chooses to participate in this trend is going to need dentures before their 40s or in their 40s. Just as a heads up, yo. Other trends include a number of people getting iris surgery to change the color of their eyes.
They have
and resulting in permanent blindness.
Yeah. No, I've heard of that one.
About 90% of the time.
There's also a trend called, I think, like eye tattoos or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's an older trend,
right,
but yes,
right. Yeah,
that trend is much older, but on the same realm of like, how can I change the aesthetic of my eyes, which is horrifically dangerous. Don't do it. But it's in that same realm, right? Of this, like, how do I make my eyes look better? And who the heck looks at another human being and goes, you know what, your eyes are ugly. I think you should get those changed.
Well, like, Des, I mean, I have been trying to hold back a long, long time. But...
yeah, whatever, punk. Fight me. So it's just this, there seems to be a lot of, I think this is a fascinating look at the realm of social media and influence culture. And like, what does it take to be an influencer, right? So there's people who are looking at body modification, and this is very real, right? How long has this not been an issue? How many Hollywood stars get like breast implants or liposuction, or they get like, what is that? When you stick the stuff in your face.
Again, I don't think this is anything new.
Botox.
It's just the only thing new about this is the media source that we're getting
exactly.
Exactly.
But it just seems to be becoming people are quicker to make these decisions to jump on the influence train, right?
Well, and again, I think that's some of the pressure that society has to become an influencer. Like, it's a job,
right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's highly competitive. I mean, we were all essentially trying to do that on Twitch. However, you get people, again, when we were growing up, I know, like Sid and I are growing up, you becoming a YouTuber, becoming a streamer wasn't really an option. and Des, you're a few years younger than us, where I'm sure when you were growing up, at some point you're like, oh, I'm gonna be a YouTuber.
See, our
And that's a thing.
influencers were like people like Michael Jackson, watching him transition into what he became. I mean physically. I meant physically, like he went from from the Jackson 5 into that whole transition to what he what the king of pop. And then him denying, like, I haven't had any work. What are you talking about? You're like, bullshit, you didn't have any work. You got plastic surgery. Like, oh, yeah, Joan Rivers never had any freaking work, right? Yeah, okay.
When you mentioned Joan Rivers, I remember Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton, I forget what magazine it was, but there's a magazine that she got voted to be the Woman of the Year due to her successes in life and how her natural beauty
talent.
Radiates out.
Her huge talents.
And then she ended up like in part of the discussion is like, I'll accept the award, but ladies, I've had a lot of work done. This ain't natural beauty.
This ain't natural beauty.
Yeah.
At least she was honest about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
there's no reason to
argue it. No, I wasn't saying Joan Rivers denied plastic surgery. I'm saying like Michael Jackson denied plastic surgery and looked like freaking Joan Rivers. That's what I was saying.
But I think now even more, the pressure is there. I think a lot of it's also FOMO, the fear of missing out. Most people when they post on social media, they're not posting the low stuff. They're not posting the sad, unless it's like calculated that they're sharing it. Like, oh, this is happening. I need to, I need people to feel bad for me, especially.
We're seeing the top 1% of everybody's experiences, or the best of their art, or the best of their media. We're not seeing the 99% of the time where they're average, or they're bad, or they're not feeling great.
And that's really, and again, that's really the part of where the FOMO comes into play. Is we're only seeing the best. We think we're not living our best life when someone over here is traveling somewhere, someone here, has completely changed their look in some way, shape, or form, and it gets to us. And since everybody's looking to get that social capital, we all, to some extent, except for those folks who just completely delete social media, it just really seems like it's so easy for us to fall into that trap. It's so easy for us to find that, like, oh man, if I only had this, and it's getting amplified up to a really high level. And I think that's again, I really think that's what makes this stuff happen. Just like the whole Tide Pod debacle. You get a lot of folks who are just trying to be cool. That's what they're trying. They know it's a bad idea. They see everybody's reaction looks like they're gonna die.
It's this generation's cigarettes. That's how we be cool, right?
Yeah.
This generation is doing e-cigarettes. The younger kids.
Yeah, they are. They're in mass.
E-cigarettes.
I get to. We do a lot of work with high schools and a lot of sports teams. We've had some cheerleading squads come out and come bowling and do events, and they're all talking about Juuls vapes and how it's still similar to smoking and can affect their performance. Don't do it. And I can't tell you how many kids I've seen with that glazed over look on their face because they ain't listening and they don't give up. Beep.
Yeah. I had a friend who told me if you're upset, you can't stream on Twitch because people don't want to see that. But Lady Vamp says if it's me and I'm upset about something, I'll show it and I'm not going to hide it. I mean, I think people get into this whole persona where everything on stream, everything that's a video on the internet has to be absolutely perfect. And it's also the whole the women's size and figure has to be a certain size and figure. That's that whole mentality that that our society has gotten into, which is wrong. In that fact, and putting these expectations on people is just wrong. So, I mean, more power to you if you're going to be streaming who you are. I support that. I support that a lot.
Yep.
Just to touch off of topic a little bit, Lady Vamp did have a question about back on a previous subject about applications, and she was wondering about streamer loots. I
Mm.
remember streamer loots vaguely, and I did a quick research on it. It's exactly like Dixper.
Yep.
So I don't know what the payout is for streamer loots, but I'm pretty sure Dixper is better. So Dixper is basically streamer loots, but it's a little bit easier to use and a little bit more clear, and it's also more brand new. And they're bringing out more and more variety with thank you, Zealous, for that link. They're bringing out more and more variety in their collections and how you can utilize their cards and stuff. When you start out with Dixper, you are under the streamer title, and you get 70% of the revenue generated by Dixper. So if someone buys cards from you or a package, you get 70% of that revenue. As soon as you hit affiliate, you get 80% of that revenue.
Yep.
And when you become a partner, you get 90% of that revenue. Now, I don't know what streamer loots, what the revenue percentage is on that, but the only thing is that you can't use Dixper on Windows-based games. So when any Windows app. So I don't know. I know you play a lot of Sea of Thieves, Lady Vamp, but I don't know if you're using it through the Microsoft Windows store, or you're playing it through Steam. If you're playing it through Steam, I think you're okay. I'm not 100% on that. It's just the way that Windows codes their games does not allow any manipulation from third-party applications. So that's the reason you can't use Dixper. I don't even think you could use streamer loots. If streamer loots manipulates the game in any way, I don't think you could use streamer loots on a Windows game. So we were talking about that earlier too. So that's my 2 cents on it. I would look at both of streamer loots and Dixper, Dixper, and look at the two different outcomes and the what you get out of each one of them. But from what I was just like real quickly saw on their website for streamer loots, seems like Dixper was way easier to install and use. So that's just my opinion. So so there you go.
Yeah, I looked at it for 2 seconds. I remember I kind of played around with it, or I had some friends play around with it.
I think there was a booth at
and
TwitchCon
I felt like
too.
it was a little, yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
felt like it
looked
was a
at
little obtrusive to the stream, though, if I remember right. Dixper,
Oh,
for
because
whatever-
having shit shoved in your face isn't proof of.
well, no, differently. I mean, like there was in me trying to remember, there was something in the design of the site that to me it didn't make the experience feel very organic. Like it was something like, I forget what it was, but there's I have a very distinct memory, not of what was going on, but just the fact that I was like, this just doesn't feel right for whatever reason. Dixper, for whatever reason, like I gave it a try with a lot of suspicion because I remembered it, but
right.
Dixper, getting into it, using it, setting it up was just boom, boom,
Super
boom,
easy.
boom, boom.
I had it running within 15 minutes, maybe less,
really
maybe
quick.
less than that. So
All right.
and again, yeah. So sorry, I got off a little off topic there.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So, Des, any other conspiracies you want to share with us?
Those were my top ones this week to
Okay.
share with you guys on what I've gotten into rabbit hole wise, and yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, I think
very
that
good.
does it for today, right?
I think
Any
it
final
does.
thoughts?
I really wish they'd bring back the ease of Kano's heart rip in the Mortal Kombat series,
It was easier.
and perhaps produce a an HD 2D fighter instead of insisting that it's all like pixel art, like HD pixel art fighter Mortal Kombat again, instead of insisting that it's all some sort of 3D rendering. That's my final thought for today.
My final thought is I wish the doggy treat bacon bites actually taste like bacon.
How do you know?
tried one. They're gross.
But did you just buy it? I know you don't have a dog. Did you just like buy a box and you're like, all right, fuck it. Oh, no, no.
I know people with dogs, Zelos.
No, it's Sid. Sid's the one that said it, not you. That's like I'm picturing Sid's like, oh, damn, I don't want to cook bacon, and pre-cooked bacon's too expensive. Hello, bacon strips. Or is life at the hospital so intense that it's like, this is all I got. My bacon's going to go bad. This isn't going to go bad. Let's go. Oh, no, no, no.
I plead the fifth.
Des, final thoughts.
I wish that I didn't have work tomorrow.
Don't we all?
Wow. Des is becoming normal. Not wanting to go to work like the rest of us.
No, we don't need it. We don't need to heighten her existential crisis. Cleo, have you tried posting that link? Has it worked? I haven't seen anything in the mod view.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I know. She said she was going to post a link. I haven't seen like a TED talk.
Oh,
about some of the stuff that we were talking about.
We'll poke her about it later.
Yeah. If not, we'll add it to the Discord. We'll add it to the interesting videos. Oh god, what is it actually called?
Called helpful
resources and helpful media.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of things we've talked about today can be found in that collection of YouTube videos. Articles and the like. For now, though, I think this is going to be the end of stream.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Yep. Thank you so much. Again, we record every 2 weeks. So next show, God willing, the creek don't rise, and and we can still stream and everything's happening right. There's still an internet. We should be live again on July 25th.
I guarantee.
Everybody. Have a great evening. Thank you for watching.
Say goodnight, Des.
Good night.
We go!